Okay, so for these, for final review, I'm going to go over the A problems, and you're going to be responsible for the B and C part for each of these. Okay, so to start with, it says, give the slope for the following triangles and tell whether they are congruent or similar. Okay, congruent and similar are both the same shape, excuse me. Congruent means same size. Similar means different size. Okay, so similar is same shape but different size. So congruent is same shape and same size. Similar is different size but same shape. Different size, same shape. Okay, so you do have to check these to see if they are truly going to be the same shape and same size. So here, if we want to find the slope, okay, slope for this first one, we're going to go from here, from one point to the next point. Okay, slope is always going to be rise over run. So rise over run, or difference in y over difference in x. So here, we're going to rise to get from here to here. You would go up 1, 2 steps. So up 2 and over run. This one you would have to take from -4 to get to 1. You would take 1, 2, 3 steps. So the rise over run, the slope for the small triangle is 2 over 3. You have to check the large triangle though. Okay, same thing. Rise over run. So to get from 1 to 5, you would go up 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. And run to get from -1 to 5, run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. Okay, and you can tell if they're congruent or similar by checking them. They're obviously not congruent because they're not exactly the same, but 2 over 3 is equivalent to 4 over 6, so this one would be similar. Okay, and you can do the same thing for B and C. On number 2, it says use the line segment for all the following exercises. So you actually have to draw this line segment. Okay, so here 2, -3, so over 2, down 3. Use a different color. Okay, and that is point C. And A is at -4, up 1, so left 4, up 1. That's your A portion. Okay, and you're going to draw that same line segment on all of these. Reflect across the x-axis and translate 2 units down and 3 units left. So here you're going to want to use a piece of patty paper, and you can use that on your final. Okay, make sure you mark where your origin is. Okay, and I'm going to keep it there. So here, if I mark my A point and keep it straight, and my C point, okay, and it says reflect across the x-axis. So x-axis is going to flip up and down. Okay, reflect across x-axis. Okay, and we don't want to push these too far down because technically we're going to have to move it again. Okay, so reflect across your x-axis. So that's flipping up and down. Okay, kind of take them away. That's your C point. That's your A point. And then reflect across the x-axis, translate 2 units down and 3 left. So from here, 2 units down and 3 left, this will be your A prime. Okay, this is your A prime. So from here, 2 units down, 3 units left, this is your A prime. Okay, and it's not asking for the coordinates, it's just asking for the picture. Okay, on your final, pretty sure it's going to ask for the coordinate, so make sure that you can label those as well. For number 3, it says explain the set of transformations that would prove the 2 triangles are congruent. So literally, you're going to look at, make sure you're starting at the ABCs. Okay, that's where you should start. For this one, we're just going to draw this, so make sure you label your origin. And I'm going to figure out, how do I get from here to here? So you're literally just going to start moving, okay? If I just translate, can't just translate, okay? You could start by maybe an reflection over the y. And it looks like that might get pretty close, okay? So reflect over y, and then you're gonna move down. You'd have to move down this much, so figure out how much that is. Okay, so you'd move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. Okay, so reflection, reflect over y-axis, translate 6 units down. So literally with a piece of patty paper, you just have to look at these and figure out how you're going to move them around to get to where you want. Just move them around until you get there. Okay, next one for number 4, and we're going to go through 15. What is the scale factor of the dilation of the pre-image to the image? Okay, of the pre-image to the image. So the pre-image is always just the regular ABCs. Sorry. Pre-image is going to be the ABCs. The one with the little tick marks is going to be your post-image. Okay, so here you always just want to pick one point. Okay, so pick one point here. So I'm going to pick the A point. Okay, and label that. So this is over 2 up 1. So A is at 2, 1. A prime is at 6 up 3. 6, 3. So you want to figure out what would you have to multiply by to get from 2, 1 to 6, 3. So hopefully you should be able to do that one in your head here. Scale factor would equal 3. Okay, so what would you have to multiply by to get to that point? Okay, for number 5, we're just going to do the A portion. So here, draw a figure that is similar to figure A and label it C. So similar means exact same shape, not necessarily same size, excuse me. So here, you want to label how many of these, how long this is. So this side is a side length of 4. This side has a length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I want a similar figure, it has to be a little bit, it could be bigger or smaller. So if I have one that is 4 to 12, to be similar to that, I'm just going to reduce it. Okay, so if I reduced by 4, it would be 1 to 3. So if I draw another one, and you can draw it anywhere, it doesn't matter, okay? I'm going to draw a figure that has a side length of 1 and a side length of 3. And you can draw it anywhere you want, okay? But the side length would be 1 and 3. Okay, and here it said to label this figure C. And you can draw it anywhere, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to label that figure C. Number 6, let's do the A part. Okay, it says use the diagram to answer the following questions. If the measure of angle 1 is 98 degrees, so measure of angle 1 is 98 degrees. So I'm going to rewrite that. Okay, it says label all other angles. Okay, so I'm going to put in the measurement for all the other angles. First thing you need to know is horizontal angles. So ones that are right across from each other are equal. Okay, so that means if this is 98, this one is also 98. Okay. The other types of angles that we know could be supplementary. Okay, supplementary means if it makes a straight line, it's going to equal 180 degrees. So here, if I want to find the measure of angle 2, 98 degrees plus angle 2 is equal to 180. You subtract 98 from both sides. It's going to give you a measure for angle 2 equal to, if you subtract 98, you're going to get 82. Okay, so I know that angle 2 would be 82 degrees. Then I also know that 1 and 3 would make a straight line. So this one would also be 82 degrees. You could also figure that out because these two together would be horizontal angles. Then you can figure out the other angles by the angle relationships. So here, 1 and 5, these are called same side corresponding. Okay, these are corresponding angles. So number 5 would be 98 degrees. 8 is a horizontal angle, and it's corresponding with 4, so this is also 98 degrees. And then 82 also goes with 6 because it is corresponding with 2 and 6. So I'm giving you answers here. And then 3 and 7 are also 82 degrees because those are corresponding. So you're just labeling all of those. Okay, then complementary and supplementary. Complementary means they add together to equal 90. Supplementary means they would add together to equal 180. Congruent means which are all the ones that are equal to each other. Number 7, use the diagram to answer these questions. If the measure of angle 1 is 35 degrees, list all angles congruent to angle 1. So which are going to be the exact same. Okay, so 35, 1 and 4 would be horizontal to each other, so this is also 35. 1 and 5 are corresponding to one another, so they are equal. And then 5 and 8 are horizontal, so they are equal. Okay, so all the angles congruent to angle 1, the A portion would be angle 4, angle 5, and angle 8 are all equal to 35 degrees. So angles 4, 5, and 8 would all be equal to 35 degrees. Next one, number 8. It says you just use the diagram to answer the following questions. If the measure of angle 4 is 125 degrees, and the measure of angle 2, is 45 degrees, find the measure of angle 1. Okay, here we know that 125, this is an exterior angle. Exterior angles are equal to the two of these added together. So angle 1 plus 45 degrees would equal 125 degrees. You could subtract 45 from both sides and get an answer that angle 1 is equal to 80 degrees. For these other ones, you're going to have to erase, okay, because they're all going to be different. So for B and C, you are going to have to erase, okay, but here your answer for a measure of angle 1 would be 80 degrees. And number 9, use the diagram to answer the following questions. If the measure of angle 1 is 45, and 2 and 3 are supplemental, label angles 1 through 6. So 2 and 3 are supplementary. That means that they add together to equal what? Supplementary means they add to equal 180. Okay? So here, if this one would also be 45. Okay? If you want to add all the other angles together, or label all the other angles. Label angles 1 through 6. Okay? So here, if this is 45, this is 45. This one would have to be, how do we do this? So if this is 45, that means this one outside here would have to equal 180, so this would be 135. Okay. If that's 135, these would be opposite side, or excuse me, interior, opposite interior, so this would be a 45. Okay. Here, this one and this one would also be 45s. Okay. And then angle 6, we decided that, let's see, This one, because it is, nope, these are opposite interiors. This one would also be a 45 degree. So basically all of them are 45s. Okay, for number 10, it says the triangle is scalene. Determine if the statements are true or false. So we'll do the first two together, and then you guys have to do the rest on your own. Measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 1, so 1 and 3, are equal to the measure of angle 5. Okay, this is exterior. Exterior is equal to the two interiors, so yes, this is true. And then measure of angle 1 equals measure of angle 9. So 1 and 9, those added together will equal 180, but they're not necessarily equal, so that would be false. Okay, next one for number 11. It says the point is a solution for the set of linear equations. One of the equations is this. Give an equation that cannot be the other equation and explain why. So basically, write an equation that this is not an answer for. Write an equation that this is not an answer for. So this one, just make up any equation, okay? So let's say y equals, 2/5 x plus 1, and then see if it works, okay? Does this work in here? Is 1 equal to 2/5 times 5 plus 1? Is 1 equal to, these would cancel, 2 plus 1? No, this does not work. And why is because the point is not on the line. Point is not on the line. Point is not on the line. Let you get caught up. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, almost done. Just this page and then we'll be done. How many points of intersections do the graph of these equations have? Okay, so you want to figure out how many times will these cross? Is it going to be infinite number, 0, or just 1? 2 is not an option. Okay, so here, we want to get something to cancel out here. If you want to get something to cancel out, I'm going to choose to cancel out the y's. So if I have a 4 and a 1, I'm going to multiply this by a -4. Okay, if I multiply this by -4, I'm just going to rewrite these. 8x plus 4y equals 15. You multiply everything by -4, we get -8x minus 4y equals -16. When you add these together, these go away, so we get 0 equals -1. If you get a false statement, that means no solution. So they have 0 points of intersection. That's not their answer, but they have 0 points of intersection. On number 13, solve by graphing. So we first want to graph, so we're going to graph 2 different colors. Or if you don't graph 2 different colors, make sure that you're at least showing or labeling which one is which. Okay, so here, for the first one, start at -4. So your y-intercept is at -4, so start at -4. Then we're going to move up 5 over 2. So up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. Okay, up 5 over 2. And I'll do the same thing again. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. Okay, it's usually easiest if you have at least 3 points. Okay, make sure you try to make a really, really nice straight line to cross these. Then same thing here. Start at +3, your y-intercept is at +3, and you're going to move -1, so down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, and hopefully you can see exactly where these are going to cross. So these will cross at the point over 2, up 1. Over 2, up 1. Number 14, how many solutions do these have? Okay, this one. You could do either substitution or elimination method, doesn't really matter which one, right? I'm going to do substitution. So this, I'm going to plug this in for the y right there. So -3x plus 3x plus 9 equals 9. Negative 3x, positive 3x, these will cancel each other out. So literally you get 9 equals 9. 9 does equal 9, so that's a true equation. So that means infinite solutions. Infinite solutions. Okay, and then last one for today, 15A. It says, a camp counselor for a summer, a camp counselor for a summer day camp sometimes buys lunch for her campers at a nearby fast food restaurant. On Monday, she purchased 2 hamburger meals and 4 chicken nugget meals for a total of $24. On Thursday, she spent $40 on 6 hamburger meals and 4 chicken nugget meals. How much more is a hamburger meal than a chicken nugget meal? So you have to write an equation for this. So the first one, 2 hamburger meals plus 4 chicken nuggets costs $24. On Thursday, 6 hamburger meals plus 4 chicken nugget meals costs $40. We want to solve for both the meals. So here, if you want to get something to cancel, you're going to multiply by a negative for the first equation. If you multiply by a negative, negative 2, positive 6 gives you 4H, 4 hamburger meals, these will cancel, equals negative 24 and positive 40 is positive 16. If you divide both sides by 4, you get that a hamburger meal is equal to $4. To plug in to find out how much a nugget meal equals, you want to take one of these equations, 2 hamburger meals, so 2 times 4, plus 4 chicken nuggets equals $24. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 4 chicken nuggets equals 24. Subtract the 8. That leaves you with 4 chicken nugget meals equals $16. And if you divide both sides by 4, you get that a chicken nugget meal equals $4. So this one asks, how much more is a hamburger meal than a chicken nugget meal? Well, it's actually not. They're both the exact same price. Okay, so these are same price. Okay, you have to do all the B and C problems on the rest of 1 through 15 for homework. Okay, you can definitely get it done today in class.